How did you manage to convince the people of New York that we could not exist without free Shakespeare? What's the genesis and the evolution of the New York Shakespeare Festival?
Well, it goes back to my birth, I think, to start with. First of all, New York, I was born here. So I always had a good feeling about the city. I know the city, I know the people in the city. And I lived in so many areas of the city, both, black, Hispanic, Jewish, Mohammedan, Italian, Irish. I used the parks a lot when I was a kid. We were very poor, so I got a sense of the city. I don't know how I convinced anybody of anything. The point is, I convinced myself first that what I was doing is something I wanted to do and had some importance for the city.
Joseph Papp founded the New York City Shakespeare Festival in 1954. His goal was to provide free theater to the people of New York City.
I came from a certain kind of poverty level, which was really below that of most New York City's Jews. I've always felt that distinction. I've always been slightly removed from, for instance, the world of Broadway and the Schuberts. I can talk to them, I'll walk with them, but as Shylock would say, I won't eat with them.
So Joe Papp started his own theater, a theater that wasn't just for the wealthy, but was accessible to all the people of New York City.
There was a place on Grand Street and East River Drive, which was built during the WPA Federal Theater days. It's an outdoor amphitheater. But we took it over, even though it was a very, very disreputable area that had lots of violence there, and we were warned about bringing Shakespeare to that area. But we had Shakespeare, very successful there, packed the place all the time. And it started there. Then we moved to Central Park. I developed a mobile unit that began to tour the city. Then it was pulled by a garbage truck, incidentally.
And of course, finally, the theater was built in Central Park.
The Delacorte Theater in Central Park.
And that's been, 17, 18 years now that you've played in the parks.
It's now been 62 years since Joe Papp started providing free theater in Central Park. Of course, it wasn't quite that easy. In 1958, an extremely influential member of the New York City government named Robert Moses demanded that Papp start charging admission to his audiences.
I felt even a quarter would be too much.
If the ends don't justify the means, then what does?
But he insisted on an admission charge, and
you fought
tried to get us out. It was a major fight. It went on for months. The mayor was involved and everybody else. And finally, we took it to court, and
you took it to court, the Shakespeare Festival.
I did. We were nothing like.
Yeah.
We were just like two people.
The New York Shakespeare Festival managed to beat out the Parks Commissioner in the Court of Appeals. However,
and they couldn't impose the edict on him. They just had to suggest that it was the proper thing to do. So he immediately insisted that $20,000 be raised to improve the area. He kept claiming, for some reason or other, that the Shakespeare audiences were trampling the grass. So there were a lot of patriotic people that kept sending him huge bags of grass seed, and he kept getting it at the Arsenal, which is the Parks Department headquarters.
Suddenly, there's $20,000 to be raised. It's already mid-June and we're losing time. I don't know what the hell to do.
Joe's the greatest money raiser in New York. He's superb at that. There's nobody like him.
Joseph Papp raised $20,000 in the next 24 hours. He continued to produce free Shakespeare in Central Park until his death in 1991. His legacy continues through the New York City Shakespeare Festival, the Public Theater, and the Mobile Theater Unit, which continues to bring free Shakespeare to schools, hospitals, jails, and all 5 boroughs of New York City.
When the tree starts to bear fruit, you want that fruit to be consumed some way and properly distributed. And again, here the difference is also that I feel that more people should partake of that fruit than just merely those who have the money, or those who just have a particular interest in the theater as a form of entertainment.